This is how you can create a searchable drop-down list in Excel like this. So this area here on column E, starting with E2, I'm going to use it as a dynamic array so that I can use this area to populate my drop-down. And the function I'm going to use to start off with is a search function. And the find text is, I'm going to use this as a repository or a test cell. So, and then the second argument would be your data set itself, and close parenthesis and hit enter. So it dynamically creates an array, and any name that appears here, let's say if I type C and hit enter, you can see that the letter C is on position number 1 here. This name does not have C at all, while this one on the 13th character, if you count it, C appears here. So this indicates that these names have a C in it. Or alternatively, if you change it to H, you can see that this name and this name and this name has H somewhere, be it uppercase or lowercase, but this name and this name does not have H. So that's how search works. And now basically out of all this, we are going to place a true status in any name that has this particular text here. So we're going to have to surround the search with ISNUMBER function like this. And now if you hit enter, you can see instead of showing number or error value, it actually shows you true if that particular letter or a text is in that list, and it will show false if it does not have it. So the next thing you're gonna have to do is to basically filter the name so that we only show the true values and display the name itself. So we're gonna have to take the same set of function, we're gonna surround it with filter. The first argument will be your array itself, the name array all the way down here, and the second argument is your condition. So we're gonna use the ISNUMBER condition, and if that condition is true, we're gonna include that name in that dynamic array. And then the third argument, if it's not found, we basically will say not found like this, and close parenthesis and hit enter. So what this does is that it looks for any name that has a letter H in it, and then it will add this in this dynamic list array. And you can see that the list is slightly shorter than the original list. So basically you're filtering it off. So, and now you can use this list in your drop down list here. So basically what you have to do is you're gonna have to associate this to that one here so that it can back populate. The way to do it, you're gonna say equal this cell here and hit enter. And right now, since it's blank, it's showing as not found. And of course, if you type C, you can see it populates, or if you type X, it'll populate like that. But instead of manually typing it, we're gonna change it into a drop down box here. Gonna delete the existing data in your cell there. Then you go to data, go to data tools, data validation. In here under settings, we're basically gonna call it list, and on the source, you're gonna click this guy here and click on this cell here, E2. And over here, because this is a dynamic array and it always changes in size, we're just gonna put a pound or a hash in there like this, and hit enter and hit OK. Now because right now that's not found, right? So you can see only one entry in here. If you type, let's say H, you can do a pull down, it will show you this entry is not matching right now because you don't have that H in there. So to mitigate that, you go back to your data validation here, and then basically remove under the alert, error alert, you remove these checks and click OK. Now if you type H now like this and then do this, you can see that it back populates and remediate that error for you. But so on this list here, all this name has the letter H in some capacity somehow, like this McKnight here and this H here and H here. So it works in that way. So another thing you can do over here, now it just filters and shows you whatever it is. It would be nice to do things like sorting. So you can surround it with sorting so that it is sorted in an alphabetical order like this. You can see Adam, the first name that comes up here. And let's say, for example, if you have repeated values, you can make it unique as well. So you simply put unique like that and close. And now this is sorted and unique. And now this, if you look at your pull down, they are sorted and unique as well that way. So there's one more thing that I want to highlight is that, like for example, of course, when you have things like a letter in here, you know, it will yank out the names in the letter itself. But what if you don't have anything in here? You see it's not found, and do a pull down, it gives you not found. It might not be desirable for any of the application. I mean, if it's blank, you want to see all the name in this list here. The way to do it would be to use an if statement here. You're gonna say if, open parenthesis, basically we're saying if this is equal to 0, like this. If it's equal to 0, we're just gonna display all this name all the way down, everything, right? Because it's blank, we don't want to display not a number. But if it's not 0, you want to show the unique sort filtered value in it, and hit enter. You can see that if I don't have anything entered in here, you can see it'll give you everything. Now if I were to start entering stuff like, I don't know, I'm gonna say S, and if I do a pull down here, you can see any name that has a S in it is in there. And of course, if you go SA like that, you can see that the list is getting shorter and shorter. So it's dynamically sizing. And if you do random words that never existed, of course it's gonna say not found. So if you remove everything, it will show you everything.